All right, so the first thing are going to be the pre-swing fundamentals. There's 5 of them. Can you guys name any of them?
Setup.
Setup, okay, so our stance,
Yeah.
posture, our alignment, where we want to aim. You know, if I'm aiming at this red flag, obviously I'm not going to be aiming over this way. Ball position, where I want the ball relative, inside of my feet. And then the most important one that I like to go over is grip, because our grip is the only contact that we have with our club, obviously. So grip, we'll go over that first. So there's 3 types of different grips. There's the standard 5-finger, some people like to call it the baseball grip. There's the overlap grip, where you just kind of overlap your pinky and your in between those fingers there. And then what I've always done is the interlock grip. So you just kind of interlock those fingers right there. There's no really one that you necessarily need to do or try and work on. It's just kind of what you feel comfortable with. Bless you. So when we set up, we want our left hand up top because we're all right-handed. So you see this V that's kind of created with my thumb and my pointer finger? We kind of want that V pointed somewhere in between our right shoulder and our chin. And then same with our right hand, we kind of want that V parallel with that one, so can generally pointed in the same direction. And that's going to give us what we call a neutral grip. So if those V's are pointed in the same direction, anywhere is right in here, that's going to give us a neutral grip. Now, if we kind of shift those, if we shift them to the right, so those V's are maybe pointed way more this way, that's going to give us what we call a strong grip. And what that's going to do is at impact, it's going to close the club face, and then where's that ball going to go? Way left. So if I have those V's pointed like that with a strong grip, that ball shoots way left, right?
So goes the wrong way though. See it.
So now with what we call a weak grip, where those V's are maybe pointed more towards our left shoulder, that's going to do the opposite. It's going to shoot that ball way right. So we like to try to kind of just for a basic setup, grip setup, just kind of have that neutral grip. Those V's maybe pointed towards our chin or our right shoulder-ish, somewhere's in that area. So that's going to be our grip. Now the second one is stance. Stance is pretty easy. Have you ever heard the term athletic stance before? Maybe feet just shoulder width apart, knees bent a little bit. There's our stance. We don't want to be way like this, because that's going to kind of slow us down, shifting our weight. And we don't want to have our feet too close together, because just like any tall object, it'll be easier for me to fall over. So we like to just kind of feet shoulder width apart, knees bent a little bit. Posture, and I've struggled with this before in the past, and a lot of people do. I'll see kind of people bending from their back like that, hunched over a lot, to get those shoulders really rounded. What I like to tell people is maybe take that club and run it along your back, and kind of get in your athletic stance, and just bend from your hips, and that club should still be running along your back. That's going to give us a nice straight back and a nice good golf posture. And so ball position differs on a different kind of club that we have. I like to tell people, with a pitching wedge or an 8-iron or a 9-iron, things like that, we like to have that ball really towards right in the middle of our stance. And with clubs like our 4-iron or our 5-iron, 6-iron, or maybe our hybrids or fairway woods, we like to have that ball maybe one ball position ahead of that. So it's just forward of that, because those clubs are a little longer, and we like to kind of maybe take a step back from them so that club can bottom out right there more. And then with our driver, we like to have that up more towards the inside of our left heel, because with our driver, we really want to hit the ball on the upswing, whereas with our fairway woods and our irons and things like that, we want to hit the ball down. We don't want to try to help that ball up off the ground, because that's when we kind of top the ball. So I'll see a lot of people try to help their ball up into the air, and then what does that do? Oh man, I just topped it, you know? That ball didn't go anywhere. Whereas with our irons, we really want to try to hit down on it. That ball got up in the air quite a bit, didn't it? And I took some dirt out of the ground there. And with our driver, obviously it's going to be teed up a little bit. With our driver, we're going to want to play that ball more towards the inside of our left heel, because we want to hit that ball up in the air, because that's going to give us more distance and a better trajectory. So those are kind of the, well, let's go over alignment too. Alignment, I'll see people kind of just get out of their cart and they say, oh, you know, okay, there's the 100-yard stake. I'm about 90 yards away, okay? And then they just kind of set up and, oh man, you know, that ball, you know, it was the right distance, but it was just a little right, you know, why'd I do that? Well, have you ever seen anybody kind of do one of these and maybe lay their club down and, okay, yeah, you know, my feet are pointed right in the direction, so that ball's gonna go right there. Well, not necessarily. So my feet, my knees, my hips, and my shoulders are all pointed there, but now where's my club face? It's parallel with that, but the ball's gonna go just slightly right of it. So what I like to tell people, if I get this ball right here, and I'm maybe aiming at that blue flag there, I'll take a step back, and I'll say, okay, this little chunk of grass right here, that's right in line with that flag if I take a step back and look at it. So I'm going to try to want to aim my club with that piece of grass there, because if my club face is aimed with that piece of grass, it's going to be aimed up with the flag. And it's a lot easier to align yourself with something 4 or 5 feet away than it is 150 yards away. So if I go ahead and line that club face up with that, you know, you're going to have a lot better chance of hitting your target than kind of doing one of these. Okay, everything's pretty much square. Now that ball, like I said, it's going to be a lot further right. So I like to tell people, aim your club face to something, you know, 3, 4, 5 feet away, whether it's a divot or a leaf or a tall blade of grass that's sticking out. Just find something there and aim your club face, because then it's going to be aligned to the flag. So yeah, I mean, I like I said, I'll see people just kind of get out of their cart and just step right up and swing away, and they're like, oh shoot, you know, like, ball went the right distance, but why did it go so far right? Well, your club face wasn't really square to the target, so that's
and it's
kind of
quicker too out there on the course too, and it doesn't slow the
yeah, exactly.
play.
Instead of sitting here
Yeah, doing all that
going like this,
rigmarole.
okay, yeah, you know, I'm lined up. If you just kind of step out of your cart and
Take a look.
and okay, there's a blade of grass, or there's a little chunk of dirt there that's aligned with my target. And then just kind of align that, and then set up with everything parallel, but obviously just left of it. So there's the 5 pre-swing fundamentals. Any questions there? Pretty easy stuff? Okay. Well, now the in-swing, there's a few things here, and we're in our stance, we're in our posture. First thing we want to do is start with our hands. We don't want to start with our body, because then that can be another thing that affects our distance. So we want to start with our hands and the takeaway, and we want to get to an L shape. Keeping this left arm straight, we want to get to that L shape with our club in our hand and our arm. So we don't want to be way too far like this, and we don't want to be like that. We want to get that L shape, and then just kind of don't overdo it and tweak your back, just wherever you feel comfortable with. And then from here, I see a lot of people that kind of do one of these, and they do that reverse pivot where they'll start with their weight on this side, and then they'll finish with their weight back here, and that ball goes nowhere because we hit, 6 inches behind the ball, and we took up 6 inches of grass before we even hit the ball. That ball's not going to go anywhere. So when we're here, we want to immediately start to shift that weight towards that left leg and hit, like I said, with our irons and our hybrids and fairway woods, we're going to want to hit down. And that's going to help compress the ball a little bit, get better ball contact, and that ball is going to go a little bit further. So, and then there's 3 things that I want you ladies to look at when you're out on the driving range or out on the course. You'll see somebody on the range, they'll hit a bad one and kind of just do one of those. Well, then you'll see somebody hit a good one. They sit there and they watch the ball. After you hit your ball, there should be 3 things. Your cleats should be pointing behind you. Your belt buckle should be facing your target. And most of your weight should be on your left side. I'm going to say 90% of your weight. This kind of foot's just there for a kickstand, So 3 things every shot. Here, here, and here. And that's kind of the, huh?
It looks so easy.
It sounds easy too, but then you get out here sometimes, and like I said, these are things that people kind of forget and they overlook when they're out on the golf course. They'll just kind of hit their tee shot, jump in their cart, get to their ball, grab a club, and swing. Oh, shoot, why didn't that ball do what I wanted it to do? Well, these are all things that we have to kind of think about. So let's go ahead and we got 5 stations here, so if you want to just kind of grab a station, I'll work with somebody right here, and then after a couple minutes we'll just kind of rotate down.
I'll go down here.
I have my coat on here and my jacket here.
So you wanted to work on your fairway woods, you said?
Oh,
Or did you want to hit a couple with that?
I want to be able to get on there like 100 yards or something.
So
My fairway, my fairway shots, it could be my fairway shots.
okay.
Okay.
So whatever you hit about 100 yards, grab that club. And let's come over here.
Yeah, I should
Yep.
be over there. I was thinking, what am I doing?
Go ahead and there you go. Okay. Go ahead and hit another one for me.
Okay.
Beautiful. I like the finish. The cleats are pointing backwards, the belt buckle's facing that way, and most of that weight is up here. Love it. Go ahead and hit a couple more.
I have to remember it's my backswing that gives me a lot of problems.
Okay.
And I gotta think about what you said about keeping that arm straight.
Yep, keep that left arm straight.
But I never
So
bring it up.
Yep, so go ahead and set up to it.
Okay.
And go ahead and take your backswing. Now stop. There we go. See how that arm's nice and straight?
Okay.
And your wrists are hinged to where this
Okay.
makes that L shape. Now, start to shift that weight a little bit towards that side once you're up here.
Oh, once I'm up there.
Yep, as soon as you're up here,
Uh-huh.
we kind of want to start that lower body
I see.
before we start bringing our hands down.
Okay. I'll try that. It's,
now, let's really try to
let me see
hit
if I
the
could do
ground,
it
hit down
without
on it.
that moving it.
There you go.
I don't know if I'm doing it or not.
So let's see, here's a little drill.
I'm trying to change my,
Yep, I mean, change, it
Okay.
feels weird at first. You know, the thing is you just have to kind of work on it, and after a little while it becomes natural
Natural.
to you. So here's a little drill I like to do to kind of help work on better contact and help
Okay.
maybe get that ball going a little bit better. You can set your ball up and maybe, a couple inches. Really try to hit that ball first and try to knock that tee out of the ground. So we don't want to hit back here. We want to hit the ball and then
Yes.
try to kind of maybe hit that tee too. Good.
I topped
See
it
how
a
we-
little bit.
Oh, see how we still hit the tee though?
I did do?
Yep.
Mm.
So let's do it again. And let's really try to focus on hitting down on the ball
Hitting
instead of
down on the ball.
trying to scoop it.
Yep.
There we go.
Is that it?
Yep.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Is that
Really
good?
nice.
That's really good. You see how
Yes.
your ball was about right here?
Uh-huh.
You see how that divot starts about right there instead of way back here? That's what we want. We want that divot to be starting right about there. You see how that tee was moved forward like
Yes.
that? Because we hit the ball and then our club kind of dug through a little bit. We want this. We want divots. We don't want to see your ball go and then nothing
I
there.
know.
We want to see a little bit of dirt there. So
I have to learn how to dip down into that ball.
exactly.
Mm.
So this kind of, the tee in front of the ball drill helps you kind of, focus on shifting that weight a little bit so that we're not hanging back and hitting way behind the ball.
That's what I
And
do.
we kind of extend through the shot and we'll hit that ball and then try to take that divot and take that tee right out of the ground. Oh, all right.
Hmm.
Do a
That
couple more
wasn't
here.
fair.
Really hit down on it.
Down it. Okay.
Look at that. Yeah, that tee came right out of the ground.
When I do that, you get distance.
Yeah.
Oh my
See, the better
gosh.
you hit the ball, the further the ball will go. You see how the tee came out of the ground?
Yeah.
That's what we want. So let's
I
hit
will,
a couple more.
I will practice that way.
So like I said, maybe
What a great
2 inches.
teacher.
2 inches in front of the ball, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Put that tee down and really hit down on that ball and try to hit that tee out of the ground again. That last one was perfect. I love it. Although the tee didn't come out of the ground,
Didn't come
we
out.
still took a divot.
I took,
Exactly
I've
what we
never
want.
taken divots.
That's what we want.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and shift positions and go ahead and keep working on that.
I
And
will.
you can grab a different club if you want,
All right. This is.
or
this
keep
is
working with
neat.
that one. It doesn't matter, really which club you have, as long
Yeah.
as you work on that drill right there.
Okay.
It'll help you with, hitting the ball a little bit better, extending through that shot, and like I said, just try to
See,
hit that.
I don't know whether I'm moving the
It
weight.
looks good to me.
It looks good.
It looks great.
I'm just not conscious of it. But one thing I'm concentrating is trying to get down into that ball.
Yep, that's
And
what
I
we
think
want.
that automatically.
The thing with shifting your weight like that is we just don't want to see this
Yeah.
ending up with our weight back here
Uh-huh.
in that reverse pivot, because then you're going to hit way behind the ball and then the ball's not going to go anywhere.
Uh-huh.
So as soon as you're up here, we should be on
Did
the
that
downswing.
go too with a wood?
with every shot.
With every shot,
Yep.
even woods. Hmm. Okay,
So let's go ahead and switch
I'm-
stations here, and
all right. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Yep. So if everybody just wants to kind of move down one.
Oh, which station?
That way. Do you want?
Yep. So if you
Oh,
maybe just want to go down
Oh,
to the
you
end,
want me
everybody
to-
comes
oh,
down
I
this
see.
way.
So
Yep.
we're gonna
Okay.
switch
Yep.
stations.
Just kind of rotate here.
Oh,
That's
okay. Sure, I get it now. So this is an 8 iron.
he'll be
and
Okay.
I'm
there.
learning
We're all
to
just
use
gonna
it
move
if I
down.
want to. I just had a little bit of success with it
I guess
the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And that's what I probably,
Get
I don't like should,
wants
but
to
maybe
rotate.
should be using since I'm a newer golfer. To get on the fairway. So I don't
And
have
we'll
to
go
take
up to
pins
where-
all the time.
up
Get
here?
more
Yeah, sure.
distance. And,
You're done.
so I could go get that club after I maybe show you what.
Yeah, sure.
And-
Let's go ahead and hit a few, and then we'll
Okay.
go ahead and see what we.
And I'm new, so I'm
Okay.
learning here.
They never stop. They never stop practicing.
Yeah. That was not a good one.
Let's go ahead
Had
and
a
hit
few
one.
good shots. Up there a little bit.
And set up to it again. Don't swing. Maybe come just a hair closer. Maybe step closer. There.
Yeah, that's one thing. When I'm golf at the Niners, they tell me that.
Maybe see if we choke down a little bit more. There we go. Let's get this ball maybe a little bit more towards the middle of our stance. So right there. And so go ahead and take the club back for me. Now stop. So let's keep that good here. See how our elbow is tucked into our side like
Right.
that? That's really good.
Oh, it is.
That's really good. So
Okay.
now when we're here, see how you kind of, a lot of your weight's back here on this side?
Right.
So now, let's start shifting that weight towards the front side on the downswing. There you go. And push that club into the ground. But let's try to kind of keep our arms straight at impact. We
Okay.
don't want to have our arms bent like that.
Okay.
Let's try to have our arms straight. So once we're here, start to move that weight forward. And at impact, let's try to have our elbows completely locked together straight.
Okay.
And then like I was saying earlier, let's try to hit down on the ball
Okay.
instead of trying to help it up into the air.
Okay.
So go ahead and hit one. And really concentrate on, once you're up at the top, shift that weight towards that front side. Okay. Better contact.
Get down ball.
Well, I'm going to show you what I was showing here just a few minutes ago. We got that ball right there in the middle. Just a simple drill. Take a tee and put it about 2 inches in front of your ball. Your goal should be to, once you're up here, and shift that weight this way, to hit down on the ball and to try to take that tee out of the ground. If at first we don't get it out of the ground, but we just move it, that's okay. We just need to work on it a little bit more. Hit down and try to take that tee right out of the ground. Okay. Let's take a step closer, just a hair. There we go. And maybe
And you should start with your arms straight.
Yep.
Right?
arms straight. And let's maybe get a little bit closer. There we go.
Mhm.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Took
that
the
was.
tee right out. How did that feel good?
Yeah, it
Felt good? It
a
sounded,
lot better.
it sounded really good.
It felt a lot better. So maybe
So
my
let's do
body
that
a little
again.
bit forward. That helps
Yep.
too.
So let's do
Even
that
if
again.
you take one or two things away from learning, you keep practicing them.
So let's go ahead and, like you said, lean a little bit forward that way. Let's maybe try to do 60% of our weight right here and about 40% on this side right now.
Good, okay.
Right now, yep.
Okay.
So then when we go back, it might be a little bit easier to shift that weight a little bit more so we're not way over here on this side, okay? What was wrong with that? Nothing. See how we took a little bit of dirt
Yeah.
there and that tease move? You hit that one really good. Let's try it again. I said maybe about 60% of our weight on this side.
When I started out, sometimes you just know, don't you?
Yeah. And then let's try after we hit the ball, our belt buckle, our front end. Let's try it.
The other guy,
There. And you see how we kind of hit that one behind the ball and took a lot of grass before the ball? That's where we really want to try to shift that weight towards that front side and try to hit the ball before the ground. There you go. Look at that.
it's better.
He's not there. So we know we hit the ball good. We know we hit the ball good. There wasn't any grass coming up way behind the ball.
That was good.
So there's just a little drill to help you kind of work on extending through, you know, keeping those arms a little straight. Let's try one more.
He's accustomed to that.
He looks up like,
Hit
I'm
the range
safe.
guy. So our arms are straight. And let's maybe, yep, forward there looks good. 60%, 40%. And then once you get up there, stop. Oh, yes. Took the
See,
tee right out of the ground.
That really felt good.
Yeah. See, that's just a simple little drill to help you work on, you know, shifting that weight and extending through the shot. Because if we don't shift our weight properly, we're hitting way back here. When we want to hit, you know, the ball first. And I like to tell people we want to hit the little ball before the big ball. You know what the big ball is? The earth. So we want to hit the golf ball before we hit the ground. And that's gonna, and if we're hitting down, we're gonna hit way better shots, hit the ball a lot better. Whereas if we hit the ground first, yeah, you might get some good shots, but chances are you might hit them a little more chunky, and you're not going to hit them as well as if you hit the ball first. You know, sometimes we kind of try to help the ball up off the ground.
Right.
That's where we pop it.
Right.
So we want to really hit down, but shifting our weight. You know, at impact, when our club is connecting with the ball, we want to have a majority of our weight over on this side. Okay? So that's just a simple little drill to, you know, tee 2 inches in front of the ball and focus on shifting that weight
Shifting the weight.
and knocking that tee out of the ground.
And you
Okay.
can't do that when you're in play, but just practice.
Well, right, yep. I'm out on the or the driving range.
Yeah, practice that.
Just put that tee in front of your ball a couple inches and work on that. And then you feel that swing, try to duplicate that out on the golf course. All right?
Sounds good.
All right, let's shift
Shift
again.
it in. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're
Ryan.
welcome.
Thank you a lot. That helped. Hold that. Next.